What's up, everybody? This is Real Talk Football, episode 21. That's right, 21. We're going to be talking about Mr. 21 Prime himself in Colorado. They on a roll right now. Oh, my God. We got some NFL talks. We got a crazy Hail Mary at the end. We got an upset in division rivals. We got some high school playoff football to talk about. I'm excited, baby. Let's go.
Let's go, Cowboys! Hey! Hey, let me get one. Hey! Let's fucking go! It's about that motherfucker. Y'all motherfuckers have me flipped on my nigga. Give me the motherfucker right.
Yo, what's going on, big dog?
Gang. Oh my God! Listen, I guess I'm being biased right now. I'm rocking my blue. I feel like I'm a Dodgers fan right now.
Nah.
Right?
Everybody know it's still Phillies all day in here.
Exactly. Don't make me go get my. Nah, they pissed me off. I ain't gonna put my damn Phillies hat on. But I'm just hoping. I want to. This game's already looking like 3-0 right now. I just want to see high scoring, but Yankees get a win. I wanted this series to go 7, bro. Oh my gosh.
Hey, right now, it's really early. It's only second inning. It looked like it may go, depending on how Garrett Cole keeps pitching and how he finishes and how the bullpen comes in and the closer come in. It looks like it may be going back to LA, but we'll see. This could be making history this year. You never know. Sports
definitely. I want to give a shout out to my Real Talk baseball guys and my guy Will, who's from LA and a diehard Dodgers fan.
Yes,
I know he's probably watching this game right now, pissed off.
Yep, that's like he was last night. It's probably super mad.
Yep, definitely.
Well, welcome to the show, people. Welcome to Real Talk Football, episode 21. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, aka X now, YouTube, like, share, and hit that red button and subscribe that.
That's right now.
Yo, we got a great show for y'all. We ready to go? You ready to go, my brother?
Yeah, let's do this.
Let's do it. Listen, we had a finish for your behinds this past weekend. The Washington Commanders, Jaden Daniels versus the Bears. Now, this was an up and down game. It was a offensive struggle, I should say. The defenses came to play, bunch of field goals, and then a late touchdown by the Bears to take the lead. Then it looked like Bears was going to win the game. But before we get there, in case y'all missed it, let's show y'all what happened. Hold on, let's rewind this. First of all, though, if y'all don't see, look at this fool right here. What is he doing? He already celebrating like the game is over. The play is off. We got receivers coming down the field, and he think the game is already over. And then he is near. Watch when we come back into the picture. He is nowhere near no receivers right now until Jaden Daniels throws the ball. What is he looking for? Listen, man. One of the craziest endings I think we've ever seen in the National Football League last weekend with that game. Jaden Daniels balling out. Besides that, he was balling out beforehand. He had over 300 yards after that, what was it? A 70-yard play, 65-yard play, a 70-yard touchdown and through the air with that tip coming in by number 29 Stevenson, who was talking to the crowd. If he doesn't tip that ball, it hits the ground, game over. Yep. But that was one of the craziest plays. How do you feel about that play? How did you think about the game overall, and then the ending?
The game overall, it was weird because you felt like guys was getting the momentum and then got to the red zone and was settling for 3 on both sides. So now you're like, all right, who's going to actually break through and come out on top and separate themselves come second half, because it just stayed like that. But then as you seen it just stayed like you felt like Commanders was in control,
Mhm.
in control. The next thing you know, all it took for is a Bears touchdown, the Bears stop, and then
Right.
it's game. So you seen what was going on with the Bear. Then the Bears scored that touchdown, and they started gaining momentum, and then next thing you know, you left them a lot of time. He drives down the field and he's just parlaying around, throwing it up, and then we talked about it. You bat the ball down. He tipped it, but didn't get high enough. I think those guys timed the jump wrong.
A little bit wrong, a little early. Yep.
Right in the basket.
Noah Brown waiting there for the early Christmas gift.
Yep. The Washington Cowboys, shout out to them. Like I've been saying, the damn Washington Cowboys.
For those of you who don't really, who watched football but don't really watch football, like trying to understand the game and noticing things before they even happen, right? I wish we had the play before this play happened. Now, the play before this, if people were watching the game, it was still third and long. They had to drive, still get a touchdown, but the Bears played prevent defense on that third and long.
Yep.
It was about 6 seconds left, and they allowed the Commanders to throw an out route. Yep. Out route to McLaurin to get out of bounds. Grant, they had no timeouts. The Bears could have played up, made them force a play, do the hook and laterals and all that. Game over. Mm-hmm. They decided to play back. Terry McLaurin got that pass. Now it's about 3 seconds left, and now it's closer. Now Jaden Daniels can reach the end zone, run around back there, get some time, reach the end zone. I don't think people understand that was very key to the success to the Hail Mary play.
I'm sorry, not to cut you off, but to add that in there, when you know that it's situations like that, tell them what your defense is supposed to do to eliminate from that out happening.
Right. So, like he said, to prevent that from happening, your corners should be playing butt to the sideline so no one gets out of bounds, so they can keep them in bounds, tackle them in bounds, because they had no timeouts. They could have kept the corners up. All right, go ahead, throw it long. That's cool, but we're going to bat it down. We got people back there, but we ain't going to let you stop the clock by getting out of bounds. That's what the Bears should have done, brung their corners up, played the sideline, and then it would have been a whole different story. But they didn't. They played prevent, thinking they was going to throw it long and then, I guess, lateral through that, try to score. That's what didn't happen. So they ended up scoring. So, but other than that, Jaden Daniels played a pretty good game, 21-38. That pass put him over 300 yards, 326 yards. When he threw a touchdown, he had 52 rushing yards to begin with, to add to that. Over 370 yards, 380 yards total for the game. In a game that you figure your quarterback almost had 400 yards total. You figured they would have 30, maybe even 40 points. But like we said, it was an offensive struggle, not getting the touchdowns, getting the field goals. And then you have your number one pick overall struggling, 10 for 24, 130 yards, no touchdowns. So Jaden Daniels balling. Got the Commanders at 6-2 right now, looking like the offensive rookie of the year, looking like he's going to get his team to the playoffs. Caleb Williams doesn't look like they're going to make the playoffs. Too many good teams right now, like probably separating them. I mean, not too many good teams in the NFC, but there's a lot of better teams that are going to separate themselves very soon. In the
division alone.
That division alone, yes, you got the Lions and you got the Green Bay Packers, both at one at 6-1, the other one at 6-2. So they balling right now in that division. Bears just lost the game they should have won at the end there. But how you feel right now for you? How you feel about Jaden Daniels and what he's doing right now in his rookie year? Like completely composed. What do you think of the young rook?
He's doing everything that you said he was going to do when they drafted him. You was really high up on him, and he's showing improvement. My only thing I said about him was his body frame and taking hits. As you can see, he almost didn't make this game because of ribs, chest,
ribs, and he got hit pretty hard during the game too, and he ate it and he stayed in there.
Yeah, I don't even know. He looks frail. I don't even know if he had a rib protected cage. If he does, or if he doesn't. he needs to make that a career thing because you're
Yeah.
too small in the frame, bro. The bigger guys are still getting mangled. So
Right.
you got to keep yourself uptight, try to gain a little bit of more weight. You're still elusive and you can still make plays. You don't have to strictly rely on your running ability because you know how to throw. And the Commanders set him up the right way. You know, they built around him. They have a good running game, so they're not just throwing the ball around crazy. Brian Robinson is getting off. The receivers is solid. They're good. McLaurin, he's having a better year now that he actually got a good quarterback throwing him the ball. He's playing well. The defense is playing well. Dan Quinn got him rolling right now.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
we'll see how it goes. You got a lot more tough games to come up. Cowboys end up probably splitting with them. They'll probably even end up splitting with the Eagles too. So we'll see how that goes on. It's a lot of football still left.
Yeah. And to add to that, before we get to the next topic, they are first in the NFC East when they was picked to finish last. So they are going above and beyond expectations this year so far in the first 8 games.
Definitely.
Speaking of, we said he stayed in even though he got hit and in the game. He had that rib injury and he stayed in the game. Let's talk about who didn't stay in the game this past weekend on a 3rd and goal play, the play before you running around scrambling. Anthony Richardson does something we have never in my lifetime seen any player, especially a quarterback, go like this, say, I'm tired, take me out, and tap out of the game, and then admit in a post-game interview, I was just tired.
I was tired.
Like, this is the most craziest thing I've ever heard being an athlete and playing football. I would never come out. And I played both sides of the ball. Only time I came out was special teams. Hey, yo, young bull, come. I mean, you go run down there. I'm playing defense anyway. That's the only time I came out. And otherwise, it's different for a quarterback, man. Y'all get rest in between, man. I want to know what you think about him calling out, saying he tired at the end of that post game. What are your thoughts on Anthony Richardson, what the Colts are doing? And he's been benched, and the Colts moving forward. What do you think they should have done? Do you think they handled the situation of him benching him this weekend? And do you think he will start again this season?
What the Colts did was they're in a weird spot right now because you got a 2nd-year kid who just came off a injury, ACL injury, and now he's coming back, and then he actually already missed a game already, correct? He already missed a game already before.
No, not ACL. He came back from a shoulder injury.
Shoulder, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, shoulder injury. And then now, once again, he's already missed the game due to an injury too. So he's still young. He's still trying to figure it out and still is struggling in a lot of different ways on that offense with Steichen. So, and then you turn around and bench him for what he did and what he said. What he did and said was the wrong things. And that's a bad PR move on his end. Like I said to you earlier today, somebody need to get fired, somebody needs to get in trouble. But I think he should have been held accountable in a different type of way, only because now you're messing with this kid's psyche. You got a Flacco in there who's a veteran guy who's already has the history of taking over a team that's struggling, and him being that vet and knowing how to run the offense, knowing how to get the ball out to guys and keeping that offense in the flow. Where Steichen's, I don't think he has any. He doesn't have any loyalty to a quarterback, but that office is another story. They're like, yo, this is my first round guy. Yeah. This is my first round guy. We got to rock with him. And so now this is where things get weird, because now it's the head coach arguing about the quarterback. And this happens too much in the NFL, where it's politics versus overplay. So you're in a tough spot. It's unfortunate that you are in this tough spot, but this is how the game goes, and this is how business goes. And now you're thinking about business and you're thinking about the game. I think the kid end up starting over again, because while Flacco can run that offense, he'll start again this season. Only because while Flacco can run that offense well with him in there, he doesn't have the threat of his legs. So I think that him not having that threat of his legs, if they're getting pressure on him, that's where he might be prone to creating turnovers, which he's known to also do. So we'll see how it plays out. He got benched, and they try to pull it back, and they was all over the place with that too. So they handled this all wrong.
Right. I'm up and down on it, but I'm gonna push back a little bit what you said about the offense. I think the offense will run better with Joe Flacco there. He'll get it to the receivers on time, be able to play action off the run game with Jonathan Taylor. Because when you see Anthony Richardson is in, he in the shotgun, he run his own read. He's got one read, and then it's either run. It's not the same offense when he's in. It's totally different. He looks like he's reading one side of the field. If it ain't open, he's not even going through his progressions to get to the other side of the field, and then he's taking off, or obviously it's a handoff, zone read, and all that. Joe Flacco is going to get the ball to Michael Pittman. He's going to get the ball to Alec Pierce and all his other receivers and weapons on time, and have this offense moving with efficiency. So, but I juggled with this because being a football player, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not coming out. Unless my legs is broken, I'm not coming out regardless. And it takes me back to what I watched with Cam Newton's podcast on 4th and 1, when he said when he was asked if he like ever got tired, like a while ago, this is months ago, if he asked if he got tired, he said, yeah, me running around there crazy, but I'm not coming out. I'm not telling coach to call a timeout for me. Like, he said him and his offensive coordinator, and especially with Ron Rivera too, the head coach, they were so in tune that, like, all right, Cam just ran the ball or had to take off 2-3 times in a row. He tired. Okay, bet we gonna hand this ball off so he can still catch his breath. This play and the next play, right? And even McCoy. Shady McCoy, I listened to him on the facility. He said when Pat was tired, he ain't never come out. He would call the play, he'd catch his breath in the huddle, and he would run the clock down to 2 seconds before he snapped the ball so he can catch his breath during that play, man. You don't ever tap yourself out. So I'm not giving them grace with that. But the only thing I will give them grace with, the organization drafting him. They knew he was going to be a project. You knew he ain't much in college, but stop putting these young guys out there when you say you got a project per se at quarterback as you wanted him to be your franchise guy. Sit him down like Jordan Love. Sit him down like Aaron Rodgers sat. Sit him down like Dak Prescott sat a little bit before Tony got hurt. Sit him down before these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got to rush these guys, and especially when he only played. This is only his 10th game as a NFL last year, as an NFL started this past week, and he only played in 11, 12 games last year as a quarterback. But he was a high pick because of his strong arm. Kid's not accurate, and because he can run. Come on, man, we gotta stop setting these kids up for failure. Just like even though Bryce Young had a little bit more experience starting a couple years and then coming in, but Bryce was set up for failure because he ain't had no weapons, no running backs, no receivers, and for sure no offensive line. So you want these guys to start right away. You know, in 3 years, if you're starting franchise who you claim is your franchise quarterback ain't playing well in those first 3 years, y'all gonna find another one and kick that one to the curb. So sometimes you got to sit him down like the Packers did Jordan Love. You see what Jordan Love did last year and is doing this year, even though he got hurt again, but I think he'll be back. So I just think they need to take their times with these young guys, whether they're a project or not, you know?
Yep. Facts. Definitely. I definitely feel you with that. And like I said, we'll see what turns out from it, because we know, like I said, we already agreed on that. Flacco is going to be able to get that ball out. So we'll see if he ends up starting again, but let the kid develop, man. I totally agree with you.
Yes, sir.
But now we're gonna stay over in the AFC.
Yes, sir.
Now, these dudes, they was 4-2, then say, you know what? I think we can go to another level if we make a quarterback change. And everybody was confused, like, what the hell is going on here? Justin Fields has been solid. He's doing what he needs to do to win the game. And they said, no. We got another guy in here who knows how to get our weapons involved a little bit more. And now, as you've seen that, they won 2 games. Granted, those last 2 games were against the abysmal Jets and the joke of a Giants. So they didn't smoke both New York teams. They drove 2 hours and smoked both. They actually both came to the Pittsburgh. They actually both came there. Are the Steelers legit, bro?
Listen, man, I took a look at my my power rankings and I said, oh man, I forgot to move them. simply because they was a little too high on my list. I think I had them at like three or four, just because they're just looking at record. But then I'm like, man, who have they played the last couple weeks after they lost to the Cowboys in week 4? So if we look ahead, the last 3 weeks, they played the Giants, they played the Jets, and they played the Raiders. Yes. Are they 6-2? Do they have a winning record? Yes. Is their defense playing well? Yes. But last week against the Giants, they gave up 157 yards rushing. Tracy had 145 of them on 20 carries and he had a touch on Sunday Night Football. So they got run all over on Sunday Night Football, but I think I could have moved them down just because of who they played and who they beat. And even though if you're a good team, you're supposed to beat the bad teams. Now, I think this next stretch, I think this bye week is coming at the right time. They got a bye week and then their next 4 games. Everybody, if you don't know, before this extra game is put in for the NFL season, there's been 16 games. You look at the games, you look at the football season in quarters, right? So these next 4 games for them, they got their next 4 games. 3 out of the 4 games are division games. They got Washington after the bye. They got the Ravens, then the Browns, and then the Bengals. Even though the Bengals are struggling, the Browns are not that good too. It's still a division game. It's still going to be a hard game to win. And you know that the AFC North is physical no matter how good the teams are or not. So I want to see how they get through this stretch. Now, if they go 2-2, we're going to say, all right, the Steelers are who we thought they were. They're still going to be at 8-4. It's still going to be a legit record. But if they go 3-1, I think they may slip up to 1 game. If they go 3-1, I think they are capable of beating all the teams.
Right.
I don't think they go 4-0. If they go 3-1, they might be a legit threat to possibly, I would say, make the AFC chip game. Now, beating Patrick Mahomes and them, that's not going to happen. And before I let you go, the reason why I say AFC chip game is because they almost beat the Bills last year with no quarterback, basically, and no TJ Watt. They was in the game, the entire game. They lost. I think they lost. I forget what the score was, but I think they lost less than the touchdown. They kept it under a touchdown. So if they would have scored a touchdown, they were driving. Remember, Rudolph was driving at the end, and they didn't. He got picked off or had a turnover on downs. So they was in that game without their best player on defense and without a quarterback like Russ or Justin Fields last year. So what's your opinion on the Steelers and how you think, what are your thoughts on them? And do you think they can make a playoff run? Are they legit or what?
Right. I definitely think that they can make a playoff run due to how the AFC is set up right now. It isn't really, it's top heavy as like 3, maybe 3 top guys and 3 top teams. And then it's a mixture of guys. So they're winning games right now when they need to, and they'll still win games throughout the season. And Mike Tomlin has them coached up well. Are they struggling against the run? Yes. But then now the good thing that they had, the good problem that they have is when Fields was in, he only had 1 interception. Now Russ is in, he has 0 interceptions. The turnovers. So if you're not creating any turnovers, if you're not giving up any turnovers as your team, now you're just playing football. Now you have more opportunities to keep trying to move the ball. If you get stopped, then your defense is getting stopped, and then you're giving more opportunities to try to score. I like how they have 2 tight ends. The kid Washington is tough, bro. That kid Washington, he gets off, and you already know about Pat Fairmouth. So you got those 2 guys in Pickens, and then you got 2 running backs in Warren and Harris. So they got the right, they got the right combinations. They just need to rest the game manage, and now he's game managing,
And their special teams set up. There was no touchdowns until they ran that punt back on Sunday night too. So special teams stepped up for them last week, and the guy who ran the punt return back also scored a receiving touchdown too. So multiple people scoring touchdown and contributing for the Steelers, and not just depending on Russ to run around back there and throw it up to Pickens.
Yep. I think if anything, I think now that he's in, I know that you're centering on Pickens. He gets that deep ball, but that kid Austin's fast, bro.
Yeah.
Give him some deep ball shots too. Give him some more opportunities. Set up a play action for him. Let him, streak. So definitely.
So you think they can make a run
to the playoffs? Yeah. Now, depending who they play in that first round, that first game, then we'll see from there. But the Ravens got something to say. The Ravens got something to say. So, but the Ravens better get it together too, because the Ravens secondary, they've been spending too much time at Brothers Barbecue. That's what they've been doing. Too much time at Brothers Barbecue.
He bought the Friday after next line. Oh no, he's bugging. Oh my God.
Yeah, boy.
All right, man. Listen up. We got District 1 playoffs ready to begin in 5A, 6A this Friday night. But before we get to the playoffs and I think the good matchups, I think is going to be good good to watch this weekend. What games did you go to this past week? That was big time, and we had to watch because you went to the wrong.
Come on, let me explain. Let me explain. Let me explain. God damn it. Okay. All right. Damn. So first game I went to, it was Prep versus Bonner. Prep put belts to ass at the Bonner. They beat them 49-14. It was bad. Bonner just couldn't. They had a lot of penalties that was messing up their flow. They couldn't really get anything going. I think that their quarterback should have took more shots downfield, because that wide receiver, I didn't put his name down. I'm sorry. Dude can make plays. I'm gonna come back and find his name. I'm gonna look it up while you're talking though. Yeah. But I think that they couldn't stop the run at all too. So the run game was coming on strong with them. So they pretty much they just ran all over them and then just went from there. That was Friday night. Saturday.
I'm sorry. Much bigger up front in the trenches.
Yeah, they were. But don't get me wrong though. See, the thing about it, Bonner was getting pressure and sacks early on, and then I think what Prep's like, all right, this dude ain't got enough time to throw the damn ball to Jet Harrison. Right. We're gonna run this ball because he's getting melted out here. So let's just keep running this ball, and then we'll set up Jet from there. So that's what they did. But yeah, and then the second game I was allegedly supposed to go to, I go on to John. I'm all right. I always go to both pages just to make sure I ain't messing nothing up, and just to see if they're selling tickets online or how they going about things. I'm like, all right, bet. I'm gonna go to LaSalle versus Roman Catholic. I'm gonna see if Roman's gonna sit here and get it together against a top team and see how Samaj and these guys and Ian Stead and Coach Ricky Preach's gonna do against these guys. Boom, all right, boom, all right. Springfield High School, bet, say no more. I'm on my way. Bam. I'm on 476. I'm riding. A little bit of traffic here and there, a little bit of traffic here and there. Pull up. Oh, road closed. Okay, road closed. Bet. All right, say no more. I'm gonna go right. I see cars parked. I'll go to the field. I look at the field and I see soccer going on.
Wrong football.
So this ain't it, bro. This ain't it. Unless it's like two fields, you know, these schools got money now, bro. It's in Springfield. Money. All right, boom. Let me spin the block. That's what I'm gonna do. Spin the block. Roll back around. It ain't nothing there. I said, hold on. Let me go back online. They both say Springfield High School.
Right.
Let me see if there's another Springfield High School. Boom. Hop on my Google app.
Bro, how did you not know there's a Springfield Delco and a Springfield?
No. On the flyers, they said Springfield High School. And then I go and type in Springfield High School. And the next thing you know, it goes Springfield Township High School. I said, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me.
LaSalle High School is literally right down the street from, they share streets perpendicular to each other. They right down the street. That's basically their home field, brother. Because LaSalle's field don't have no stands, so listen, they don't play. They don't play on their property.
Right. That's cool and all. But somebody from LaSalle owe me some gas money. All right. Somebody from LaSalle owe me some gas money. That's all I got to say right there. You know what I mean? And you know what? I'm actually happy that I didn't go, because Roman Catholic was just shooting themselves in the foot the whole damn game. As I drove home sitting in traffic watching it on live on YouTube, LaSalle ended up winning 35-16. But Roman they were moving the ball, they were scoring, they was getting key stops, and then just getting to the goal line and just doing the dumbest stuff, bro. It's just stupid mistakes, stupid penalties.
Everybody, if you don't know who this kid is, you better go look him up. You're going to be seeing him at the college level. You better go look up who Joey O'Brien is, the starting receiver for LaSalle. Because boy,
Legit.
he was balling again against Roman Catholic. There is nobody in this area that can stop him right now. So be looking out for him come when these 5A playoffs start.
He's definitely legit. Young boy can hoop, and he plays both ways. Just like you said. You don't take yourself out.
No.
He plays both ways, and he can he'll defend and then turn around and then score a touchdown on you. Right. Young boy's definitely tough, but that is the end of high school football for the regular season. Now we're starting to these playoffs.
You know, the playoffs about to start. I'm gonna get y'all with some key matchups, man. Listen up. The 8 and 9 game, PW Plymouth White Marsh versus Souderton, going to be a good game. Plymouth White Marsh is at home. I think Souderton is going to go down. I think Souderton was a little bit overrated this year. They didn't play too many good teams. They were playing all those small teams at the beginning of the year, give themselves a little confidence, and I think PW shuts them down. PW plays tough defense, and they're good on offense. I think Souderton's going to have a tough time, but you never know. The 8 matchup is usually just as even when it comes to the playoffs, because records don't matter when it comes to the playoffs. Anything could happen. Downingtown West, the 2 seed plays 15 Coatesville. Now,
I'm sorry. My bad. I don't want to cut you off real quick because I wanted to make sure I give a shout out to these kids. The wide receiver, Jalil Hall on Bonner, tough. He reminds me kind of like a tall receiver. He played both ways and he was getting sacks. He's going to West Virginia.
Okay.
I like him a lot.
Right. We'll be
Preps running back. Yeah, Preps running back, Kyan Billups, tough. I like him. Burst, speed, and patient. And waiting for his blocks and explosiveness. I like both those kids a lot.
What year's the running back from Prep?
Junior.
Okay, so we got another year. Okay, be looking out for him next year too.
Back
to the Downingtown West 2 seed in Coatesville. Now Downingtown has had a good year. A down year. They stay undefeated or 1 or 2 losses. They're up to 4 or 5 losses this year, but it's always a good game between Downingtown and Coatesville. They're kind of like crosstown rivals. They're not far away from each other, about 10, 15-minute drive. And I think that game is going to be a good game. We'll see which Coatesville team shows up. And then lastly, the next game I have to watch for is Perk Valley versus Downingtown East. Now, my man, are you going to go to that game?
It depends what y'all gotta make sure I'm paying attention to where the school's at, because if it's at Downingtown, Downingtown got about 5-6 schools.
So look, Downingtown, that game, Downingtown East, it doesn't say where they're playing because Downingtown West, I believe they share that field. So it's not a Saturday game. So I'm not sure where that game is going to be played at because both Downingtown teams will be hosting. Oh, no. I lied. No. I'm tripping. Hold on. I am tripping. Perk Valley is home because they are the higher seed. Perk Valley is number 6. Downingtown.
They got more.
Downingtown East is the 11th seed. Downingtown West is the 2 seed. They will be home throughout the playoffs.
Okay. So that's right down the street. That's right down the street. I might pull up.
So
maybe see if she.
I think those 3 games will be tough. It's gonna be good to watch. The top seed, CB South, they're undefeated. They're playing Springford. Now we expected Springford to be around in that top 5 or top 10 range this year. With Matt Zoller's getting injured this year. Sorry, got injured. Missouri commit, so look for him playing in the SEC next year. These next 4 years, good player, solid player, and he can ball too. Balls on the football field, and he can play basketball too. So look out for Matt Zollers. But CB South plays very good defense. Now, CB South plays like the Steelers play, run game and defense. They play it well. They do it well, and they play very, very physical. I think it's going to be hard for Springford to score, but we'll see how they fare out. And then the other top seed is CB West. They are number 3. They are number 3 seed, and they will play Pennsbury, who snuck in the playoffs, won last week at 5-5. They were 4-5. They were sitting there at 16. They moved up, got those extra points after that win, and they will be playing the 3-seeded CB West Bucks this week. So look out for those games. Get to the game if you can. Get to any of those games if you can around your area. And high school football playoffs. Let's go! Like,
hold up, my brother. The game of the game is no. I ain't talking about that home run.
What's up?
You do know.
What? Go ahead.
Prep and LaSalle was set to meet up again.
Oh, that's next week though. That's next week. That's next week.
The hype can get to 2 weeks of it.
Understood. Listen,
it's 1 versus 2, my brother.
If you all remember the video we put out a couple weeks ago where LaSalle won on a 2-point conversion in overtime, Prep is going to want their revenge back. Hopefully Prep can get their revenge back if their coach can call the game right this time and get them to win rather than trying to throw a pass instead of kicking the field goal to win the game in regulation. But back to you, bro, in the next topic. High school football players, let's go. Everybody get hyped. We got 48 hours until those games have been played. Obviously 9 o'clock, the game's going to be over. So,
hey, I'm sorry. Let's also add this in. Good luck to all the kids in there for the playoffs, because you got seniors in here. This might be your last year. You don't know if you're going off to college to play it or if you're just trying to build a career, get into a trade school. You don't know what's next after this week. So definitely good luck to everybody. Especially
good luck for sure. Good luck. Thank you for bringing that up. That's a good point.
Yeah, definitely. But now we bumped from high school. Now let's go up to the college, man. Now we're going back to prime. Like I said, this is episode 21, and anytime you hear 21, you know prime time, man. This dude, he started last year, got to Colorado, won a big game against TCU, was winning some shootout games, and the next thing you know, dudes was just bullying them, making fun of them. Like Oregon was just going out their way to just run the score up and blow this team out. Prime said, listen, I need some dogs. I need a line. I need guys that's going to block for my son, because I'm making him stay another year and show y'all he's really is what he is. We already know what Hunter is going to do. He stayed because that's his man. So then now you go into this season, you're still hearing some controversy that they lost 2 games early on. And since then, they've been on a roll. They've been on a goddamn roll. What do you think about Colorado? Do you think that they're legit enough to, bowl ready? And how you think it's going to be for the rest of the season for them?
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead, do your thing, bro.
I want to say sorry, Coach Pro.
Yeah, listen. I was holding that off.
And the Colorado Buffs to the rest of the team and that whole school, because if y'all remember around the first week we had, first episode this season, I said they wasn't going to win about 4 games. Said they wasn't going to no bowl game, and they proved me wrong. So I'm going to apologize and give credit where credit is due. I always do that. So I want to say hats off to Coach Prime. Listen, this is his second year. He turned the program around in the portal, recruits, getting big recruits to flip. You're getting more recruits to flip to come next year too already. But this year they are 6-2. They are literally like a play or 2 away against Kansas State from being 7-1. So
and they probably be ranked from there.
Right. And they rank now. They're ranked 23. They're ranked 23 right now.
Oh, yeah, I see that now. Yep.
And they were in the top 25 before the Kansas State game. They were 25, and then they lost by 3. I don't think they should have been out of the top 25 after that game, only by losing by 3 to a ranked team. I think Kansas State was 16 at the time. But great coaching job. He's got a great staff. They were picked dang near last to finish in the Big 12 this year. They finished 11th last year, I believe, not 11th not 11th in Pac-12. I'm gonna get to that stat. But they didn't play well in the Pac-12 last year. Now this year, offensively, they're 11th in yards per game, which they're at over almost 400 yards a game. And they are second in passing. So Shedeur is doing way better. He's still getting sacked a lot, but he's doing way better. They're second in passing. Now, defensively, where the big issues were, they couldn't stop the run last year. They were literally getting ran through, every single game, right? So defensively, they're 8th, right? Last year in the Pac-12, they were 11th overall, giving up 503 yards and 34 points a game last year in the Pac-12. Okay. Now, this year in the Big 12, a better conference, faster, is more wide open in the Big 12. They don't play that much defense, they score a lot. They're 8th in yards per game, only giving up 364 yards, and they're only giving up 22 points a game. That's a 12-point difference, which is major in college football, only giving up that many points, where teams can put up points in a flash with all the spread offenses, spreading the defense out. But 22 points a game, just 3 touchdowns a game, that's great for any college football team. Shedeur, 25-91 passing, 73% passing completion percentage, 21 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and only sacked 25 times. It's still a lot, but it's down from last year. Travis Hunter, we know what he does on both sides of the ball. He's got 700, almost 1,000 yards receiving at 757. He's got 5 touchdowns. He's got 20 tackles, and he's got 1 interception and a gang of PBUs. He's making plays out there. Just give that man the Heisman. Now, I know I was hype on Ashton Jeanty. He's still doing this thing. But even though Chuck Woodson was doing this back in the day, he wasn't playing both sides like this and not coming off the field and playing over 100 plays a game and then having off 3 days during the week and then coming back out to do it again the following Saturday. Get that man the Heisman. Give Coach Prime his props. I know a lot of people don't like the social media stuff and all that, but you got to give props to props to do. He's doing what he needs to do with his players, getting his players ready every week, and his kids are showing up, man.
Hey, man, I really ain't got much more to add to that. I was just going to look up real quick. He's now leading as the Heisman winner for now. He's favorite now.
And who's next? Jeanty and then Ward?
Nope. Dillian Gabriel from
oh, come on.
They from Oregon.
I know.
Then Ward.
I know.
Then Jeanty.
Yeah.
So
you're not. Here we go. We all know it's a quarterback. It's a quarterback award. They're gonna push Jeanty down as much as they can because he plays for Boise State. It's not a Power 5 team, so whatever. But let me ask you one more question before we get to the next topic for college football. If they go 4-0 these last 2 games, and they sneak in the Big 12, depending on what other teams lose, they can sneak into the Big 12 championship game. If they don't sneak in the Big 12 champion game, but they finish at 10-2, do you put them in the playoff?
Politically, yes, but I don't think they'll have enough big games against ranked teams for them to get it. Because it's 12, right?
Yep.
12.
In the Big 10, not the Big 10, the Big 12 championship team automatically gets in when they win. If they win that.
Oh, okay.
So if they win the championship game, they're automatically in. But I don't know if it depends on who wins and loses if Colorado even gets to that game.
Right.
Because they can at this point right now, they can still sneak into that big championship game.
Right.
Big 12.
Yes, right. I did see that. If they sneak in and get there, then yeah. But my only problem is I don't want the 12 seed Colorado going up against who will be number 1 at that time. What, Oregon?
They wouldn't play the 1 seed because the 1 through 4 has a bye.
So you know what? I didn't even see any of this part. Okay.
I think they would play the 5th seed, if I'm not mistaken. I think they would.
I like the odds against that. Like the odds against that. Only way I don't is if a team ends up being with a stupid loss out of nowhere. But it's still a lot of football left to be played, so anything can happen. I really do hope that they do make the playoffs because this is where you're talking about players and business. It's only going to push the stock of them and make Prime be more loud and obnoxious. And the young boy, Shedeur do this thing.
They gonna put them in for the money if they can get them in. I'll tell you that.
Definitely. That's why I said it's the money and the players. That's what that comes down to. Definitely. I would like to see them in there. I just don't want them to get in there and get embarrassed. Right. So I mean, But even still, it's still a good stepping stone for them. They're going to keep recruiting and getting better. So
Right.
definitely.
All right, let's kind of rapid fire this one. Get about a minute and a half, 2 minutes on this next topic. All right, real quick. Buckeyes and Nittany Lions, biggest game of the weekend. Top 5 teams: number 3, Penn State; number 4, Ohio State. What are you looking for in this matchup? I know what I'm looking for, but I want to see what you say. It's at 12 o'clock at Penn State. Wish it was a night game. Would have been a whiteout game. Been crazy in that joint. It's going to be crazy regardless. But what are your thoughts on this game? Who you looking at? Who you looking for? Who you think's going to
win? I think Ohio State is going to win because they do have the better roster, but I still hate the fact that they're playing slow and down to their competition. I think they will get up for this game against Penn State, but still, Ryan Day, I still don't feel too confident, and I think you're still walking a tightrope with your career as a coach for Ohio State. Ooh, that was a tough John. So with that being said, I got Ohio State winning, but I really thought these dudes was like I keep saying this. They starting out slow, and now they're not looking good. They're not looking good. Dude's gonna coach his way out of his job.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you. We on the same wavelength. I think Buckeyes only win this game in Penn State, and it depends on Ryan Day. How are you coaching? Are you going to coach tight? Or are you going to coach loose and let your playmakers do what they do on offense, and then on defense, let your defense do what they do? So it all depends on Ryan Day, but it's going to be a good game. Looking forward to watching that game. You know me and my college football, bro. I let them big games, let them good games.
Definitely.
Right. Hold on, we're gonna move to the next time, but I want to listen, man. We saw the Ravens give up a game against the Browns. Okay. But my question to you about this game is, was it more about the Browns winning or was it more about the Ravens losing?
Well, it's a couple factors to this. One, I told you last week, and I was texting you about it, that boy Jameis going to get that ball out. That's what I told you, that boy Jameis, he gonna live and die with throwing that goddamn ball. Right. He threw the hell out of that ball, and he had that offense playing. Now you got Nick Chubb back. The defense is probably they've had some injuries, but they're still starting to play up, and because they was getting burnt out from losing games, getting stops. Fourth quarter coming, they burnt out. So the Browns look good that game, but it's easy to look good when, once again, like I said, the Ravens secondary is at Brothers Bop Barbecue. So with that being said, anybody can throw in that damn defense right now.
Right.
You know, shout out to my barber Hammer. He want to make excuses for them needing the cornerbacks they hurt. I said, bro, even the healthy cornerbacks is trash.
Yeah, they was getting burned out. I was going to say the same thing.
Trash, bro. Right. Stop it.
Right.
I'm annoyed because once again, we talk. I said Derrick Henry needs to get the ball more. How you get 11 carries, bro? Really? That's weird. So with that, what are you even doing? That's on coach. Get that man the ball, because the game was close a lot of the game. And it wasn't like they just blew him out and tried to make come. No, it was a back and forth game. Run the damn ball.
For sure. So
it's just the Ravens. You know what it is? It's neither one of them. It's just the Ravens doing what they've been doing the last few years, coaching themselves out of big games.
Yep. And that's where I'm at too. I'm more so. This is the Ravens. This is more so about the Ravens losing. And I'm going to start off what you said about the defense. The defense is dang near giving up 300 yards passing. I know their starting 2 corners wasn't there, but their starting 2 corners was doing the same thing when they was there before last week, right? Jameis threw for 334 yards and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. And we know Jameis can turn the ball over. He threw for no interceptions this past weekend. He balled out and got the Browns a big win. Maybe can jumpstart them. But the Ravens, the reason why y'all lost that game is the same reason why you lost the AFC Championship to the Chiefs last year. You ran the ball 11 times with Derrick Henry, and you threw the ball with Lamar 38 times. That has never been a recipe for Lamar in winning in the regular season or the playoffs, throwing the ball close to 40 times. It's never been a recipe for winning. The recipe for winning for y'all is running the rock. You're looking to take the burden off of Lamar and getting Derrick Henry, giving the ball 11 times. 11 times. Yes, the Browns may have been stopping the run, sure. But Derrick Henry gets better as the game goes on. Keep feeding them. Then all of a sudden, what's happened in the last 5 weeks? We saw 80-yard runs, 90-yard runs, 70-yard runs for touchdown. Keep giving him the ball. It doesn't matter if they stop it. He's gonna break loose and find that hole and get off to the races. Now they seeing nothing but the back of his jersey. So offensive coordinator need to get it together. You won 5 straight games by running the ball. Keep running the ball, stop throwing the ball over 30 times because Lamar doesn't need to throw the ball over 30 times. One more thing before we move on is they signed Deontay Johnson. Is the offense the issue or the defense the issue? I'm confused. So you got the Patriots and other teams open for business. Go get you a pass rusher. Go get you a corner. Go get you a linebacker. Go get you a safety. That's the issue. The issue is not on offense. My opinion, Deontay Johnson ain't nothing but a glorified Zay Flowers, but Zay Flowers is just a little bit faster. You got another small guy in there. Like, come on, man. Trying to say, all right, Bateman he's getting there, but he's not. Aguilar's not cutting it.
He's making plays. Aguilar's had stupid drops, but still, that's not the answer. Just like we said about with the Jets, we said, "Oh, our offensive line stinks. Let's go get a wide receiver to help us out." That doesn't answer your problems, bro.
I'm on defense, right? Exactly.
God damn.
All right, brother. Go ahead, brother.
All right, now Thursday night picks. What was it? Texans, Jets.
Yes, sir.
Jets lose. Ooh, Jets lose again. And that's going to be, it's going to be a mixing game.
They are favored to win the game.
Jets?
Mm-hmm.
That's because of injuries. Listen.
Agreed.
I still give it a mixing game. These dudes be stinking it up, man. I gave up, man. I've given up on them.
If y'all been continuously watching, y'all man's Rock Too Easy said the Jets was going to make the playoffs. They are now 2-6. They are out. They are out. It don't matter. They're not winning. What is it? What are they? 2-6. They're not winning 9 straight games to be 11-6. It's just not.
Man, listen. If they would have did the right thing at offensive line, they would have been all right. But Aaron Rodgers still getting killed. He's still doing dumb stuff.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yeah, man. I'm taking the Texans. Now watch these bums turn around and win it.
Yeah, because last week we took the Vikings and the Vikings ended up losing on Thursday Night Football. I'm still picking the Texans only because I believe they have a team and the team's playing better football. The defense, even though the Jets number-wise are a better defense, the Texans on defense are playing better. Now, CJ Stroud looking a little shaky out there. He looking like he in that
sophomore slump.
That sophomore slump. I think you need to pick it up this week to tell everybody I'm still here. You know what I mean? Now you out. Diggs is out. Nico is still out. I'm not sure if he's coming back to play this game Thursday night because it has been 4 weeks. Not sure if he's back. And now you only got Tank Dell. So I think they're going to lean heavily, like you said, on Joe Mixon to run that rock and then open up the pass game and ultimately win this game. And I think the Texans get pressure on Aaron Rodgers. And I think this might be Devontae. You might get your first touchdown this week. I'll say that about the Jets. That positive about the Jets, and that's it.
And there we go. Well, that's your Thursday picks.
Yes, sir.
All right. Ready for some Sundays?
Yes, sir.
Did I go first last time or you?
Yeah, it's me. I got you.
Okay.
I got you. We got like 5 minutes. So let's get it. We got it. So listen, we got Sunday picks. What games you looking at to watch? Who you picking? And then we'll get to the upset pick quick after that.
I got the Bears beating the Cardinals.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think they'll have a bounce back game because they are, but they haven't been able to stop the run. I see Swift getting back off. The dude's been locked in. He should have got the ball more actually I guess that Commanders game. I got the Lions over the Packers. And then I got the Lions, man. They might not be in trouble, but Jameson on some weird stuff right now, the wide receiver.
But they offense is on fire right now. They put up another 50 burger. So
and my third game, I got the Rams over the Seahawks. Matt Stafford got his weapons back. and they're about to start messing up a lot of noise, making a lot of noise around here for sure.
Listen, I'm with you over the Rams over the Hawks. I'm looking for that game too, and I'm for the same reason where they got everybody back. They looked real good last Thursday night, and was not expected to just move the ball up and down against the Vikings like that last week. So I got them too, but I'm also looking at that Green Bay game versus the Lions as well. I'm going to pick Green Bay if Jordan Love plays. If Malik is playing, I got the Lions, even though Malik came in last week, balled, and sealed the win for the Packers last week. And then the other game I'm looking at the Ravens again versus the Broncos. Now, Ravens are playing a similar team that they played last week they played the Browns. They playing the Broncos, a good defensive team, even though they got a rookie quarterback, but a good defensive team that can give you problems like the Browns did. How you going to show up this week against another team you're supposed to be? So how you going to play? How you going to act? So I'm looking for the Ravens to bounce back. Those are my 3 games that I'm looking at this week. Who's your upset pick, though? If you pick the same game as me, I'm gonna jab you through this computer, bro.
you go break your own screen.
We always been close.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
I got that guy still throwing that rock around, Jameis Winston. I'm taking the Browns over the Chargers.
Okay.
Browns over the Chargers. That's what I got.
I was looking at that. I was looking at that Dookie game with those teams.
I wasn't, but hey, look, it's what it is.
Yeah, and they're home. I agree with you. Chargers ain't playing too well either. Like they started off that 2-0, and they've been up and down the last couple of weeks.
Because Dobbins, he was getting off, but I feel like Herbert's not comfortable in that system.
No, too much running. Not enough. He can't pass it downfield. Doesn't really have a downfield weapon.
So that means Harbaugh got to get out his own way.
For sure.
That's what that is.
For sure.
All
right. My upset pick, I think it's going to be a surprise, but it's because of the way they played Thursday night. I'm picking Joey Flacco in the Colts over the Vikings. All right. Yes, they have some film on Joey. Yep. But the way the Vikings defenses played and been getting run all over and thrown against the last 2 weeks against the Lions, and then now the Rams the past week, 2 games they played. Maybe this little 10-day, like they call a little like mini bye week, got Brian Flores. Got him some extra time to prepare for the Colts and Joe Flacco. He can't move around like Anthony Richards can. He got a stationary target. Maybe they bring a little bit of pressure, but I'm still going to go with the Colts to beat the Vikings this weekend as my upset pick.
I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that at all, player. I ain't mad at it.
Listen, people, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. One more thing before we go. My man Austin Harrell said, I'm glad he got his mic fixed. So he's throwing a little shade at your brother from last week. I'm also glad too, because I was waiting
back, baby.
Our pre-show talk. I'm like, man, if this jaw start going up, we're gonna figure it out. I'm also glad, Austin, that he got his mic fixed. So, but thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate y'all once again. Follow us on the social media pages and TikTok and Instagram and Twitter, YouTube, like, share, and subscribe.
That's right. And the Yankees is putting belts to the Dodgers right now. Oh my God!
5-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2 on, 2 outs, 1 and 2 against Jazz Chisholm. But like we always say, still with us. See ya. Hey.